And you guys are now tuned in to Sports Industry Podcast. I'm your host, and let's get it going, man. Let's get it going. There's a few things that I want to talk about. Of course, JJ Reddick, Dan Hurley. Those were the two candidates. Dan Hurley turns us down, and I kind of want to touch on the media and how kind of like the script has changed between the Lakers roster and blah blah blah, right? And I'm also touch a little bit on the finals, Celtics Mavs, and why the Celtics need to win this game. Because if they don't, it's gonna look bad. So let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Dan Hurley turns down 6 years, $70 million from the Los Angeles Lakers, which would have made him the sixth highest paid coach in the NBA. Was it an offer that blew his mind? I don't necessarily think so, right? Like it wasn't enough to deter him away from possibly being one of two coaches to win a three-peat in college basketball, right? So that was one of the reasons why I necessarily believe that he turned down the Lakers job. And then two, I don't think coaching that squad with limited resources. I know we have 3 first-round picks, but I don't think coaching that squad would have been the best situation for him. I think staying at UConn was obviously the right decision. Now, he could have easily been persuaded to go to LA, right? You got LA over New Jersey. Easy choice, kind of. Taxes may outweigh the other, but it is what it is. You got sunny California and you got cold New Jersey. So it is what it is. So, and then also, right, he was going to make, I want to say, about $13 million a year. Right now, he's about $8 million at UConn, which he's probably going to get around 10 to 11. But he was going to get more in LA. But like I said, taxes again. But I mean, honestly, I think he wants to be a legendary coach in the game of college basketball, right? And he is going for something that nobody but one person, the legendary John Wooden, did. And like I said, that's the three-peat, right? So, and coaching LeBron and that squad with AD is kind of a win-now situation. And like I said, there's a culture that needs to be built within the Los Angeles Lakers franchise. And that culture is going to take a little while, especially after LeBron leaves. Unless we get a guy in Donovan Mitchell, Trae Young, a young superstar type talent to pair up with AD. But what are we going to have around those two type of players, right, after LeBron is gone? I think that's a lot to deal with, the unknown, and I don't think Dan Hurley really kind of liked that situation. So I don't blame him for not taking that Lakers job, and it is what it is, right? And now we look at JJ Redick, and in all reality, I kind of do like the JJ Redick route. This will be his first coaching job in the NBA. He's coached his son Little League basketball, totally different ball game. But I think JJ is smart. He's damn smart to be able to handle schemes, rotations. I think he can do that. Now, my thing with JJ, will he be able to handle personalities? Will he be able to handle LeBron disagreeing with him, AD disagreeing with him, and how they can come to a compromise, right? That is the hard part about coaching. Even rotations, trying not to hurt, the bench players' feelings, right? And whether they get 30 minutes a game, 15, 20 minutes a game, and how are you going to manage LeBron, who will be 40 years old, and how are you going to handle his minutes, and how are you going to handle Anthony Davis minutes? That is a lot. It's a lot to go into coaching, but I think the number one thing, right, is handling personalities, and I would love to see how that matches up. Like, I think when everything's good, it's good. When it's bad, those personalities will show, and I'm kind of excited to see what JJ does. In my opinion, I really hope JJ does take that Laker head coaching job. I mean, you in La La Land, first year head coach, I'm going to take that all day, dude. Like, absolutely. The ability to get free agents is great, right? So JJ Redick, is he the perfect match? Maybe, maybe not. You hear reports like he's the next Pat Riley, and I think that just goes to his basketball IQ. So I'm really excited to see what we do. He did a formal interview, which was his first with the Los Angeles Lakers. So, JJ, I hope you get the job. It should be exciting. Now, I want to get into, right, and it kind of bothered me. I'm listening to it this morning, all throughout the weeks, and people are complaining about the Lakers roster. And this was the same roster that went to the Western Conference Finals. Granted, I understand the West is getting stronger, but in the offseason, people were praising the Lakers and Rob Pelinka for assembling that type of roster, right? And now that the season is over with, you hear media analysts saying this roster is awful, it's not good enough, the Lakers need to do a whole turnaround. And that kind of bothers me, right? Because the switch up is kind of crazy. It's absolutely crazy in my opinion. And is it warranted? I mean, maybe a little bit. But even when the playoffs started, you hear people on First Take get up saying the Los Angeles Lakers, if they don't draw the Denver Nuggets in the first round, they can beat every other team in the West. And so now that the season is damn near over, well, the season's over for the Lakers. Now you guys are saying that the Lakers roster wasn't good enough. Like, make up your mind. Make up your mind, because this is absolutely asinine. I don't like it. Like, people switch up on the Lakers way too much. And I mean, I understand it's the Lakers, right? Like, it's La La Land, it's LeBron James, but I honestly do believe this roster is good, right? I think Rui is a great fit for AD and LeBron. I think Austin is a great fit. Now the inconsistency with D'Angelo Russell was a little off, but after that All-Star break, after that, I kind of in between that trade deadline rumors about him being traded, he played tremendous, right? And then he went against the Denver Nuggets, and I want to say he had definitely one bad game, maybe two in that series. But that's the only thing where I can see where we can improve at is that point guard position. But I think the bench is pretty good. I think Taurean Prince gave us great minutes. And in all reality, I think Jackson Hayes is good. There's a couple tweaks that I think the Lakers need to make, obviously, right? The point guard position, somebody to really lay the plate down, lay the platter down, and set up our guys. LeBron needs to play more off ball. AD pick and roll situation. I think that type of point guard is great. Consistent point guard is something that we absolutely need. Now, I've been harping at this for the absolute longest. I don't think AD needs to play big. He's great. I think he's still great at the big position. But when it comes to playing those type of bigs, Sabonis, Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, those type of bigs, I think we need an actual center. Now, whether that be Andre Drummond, which we already had, I don't think we'll get him, but somebody who is big and burly enough to be able to handle and withstand the fight in the paint. So it's not like AD can't do it. He's shown that he can in a way, but Sabonis and Jokic really have their way. Just get him in a post, get him in a block, get him down deep enough, and then be able to put that in the basket. I think AD is a great defender, but sometimes the Lakers have not put him in the best situation. 2020, we had a JaVale McGee and we had a Dwight Howard who was able to handle that, right? I think that was the best Lakers squad we had, which is obvious. I was about to say Super Bowl. We won the championship, whether that was in a bubble, regardless. I still think that would have been the result, right? Lakers were hot, and we need to find a way to somehow make that a reality next season. And I don't know how it's going to be, but I think we need to find some more 3 and D dudes, a great point guard, especially in the playoffs, like a Rondo type of player. I think that is very huge for the Los Angeles Lakers. And I'm just excited to see what happens this offseason, right? Like, I think the Lakers have a lot of potential. I think we're going to always be in the championship conversation. That's always going to happen when we got LeBron and AD on our squad. Now, the surrounding pieces is a really big part, and I'm interested to see how Rob Pelinka handles that. I think he did a great job last season, right? Last offseason, We were able to sign our guys back. And then a little bit of some, right? The Torian Prince, the Jackson Hayes. I think that was great. Now, this offseason, we have 3 first-round picks that we're able to trade. And do we get the Donovan Mitchell? Do we get the Trae Young? Do we get a DeJounte Murray? How do we handle that? Or do we get somebody that's a little older, right? And don't kind of break up our whole roster? Do we get a Chris Paul on a vet minimum, right? And I'm just interested to see what it's going to be, right? We still have Gabe Vincent, which I think he's a great piece defensively. Now, he shot god-awful this season from the 3, which was not in his character. So I'm interested to see what he does or if he's still on the roster. But I think this Lakers squad, I think we still have potential, right? Like I said, we still have potential to be in that championship conversation. Now, Minnesota's going to be stronger. Denver, I'm interested to see what they're going to do, but they're still strong. The Mavs in the NBA Finals, strong. OKC, strong. The Rockets are coming up. Warriors, let's see what they do with Klay Thompson. New Orleans Pelicans, does Zion Williamson stay healthy? So it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on in the West. But I still believe the Lakers can be in a championship conversation. You're looking at the Dallas Mavericks, who was a 5th seed in the NBA Finals. That's how great the West is, right? And it goes down to being a clutch NBA fourth quarter squad, which the Lakers still was. We just drew the Denver Nuggets, who have our numbers. So let's see what the Lakers does. I'm excited, and that's it for me. Thank you guys for tuning in to Sports Industry Podcast. See y'all later.